Hi, Internet. It's Thorn. I know it's been a while. Um, blah, 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 whatever, life happens. I think the reality, and I feel like this has been the central theme of my last couple of videos and basically everything I've been posting on Blue Sky. Not that I post a lot, I don't, but in the last like few months, I feel like the general theme has been like social media is less useful, and at some point I think life happens away from whatever we're posting on the internet, and I have found that my life has for now veered off in a direction where it's less productive to be like voicing every thought I have on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy my communities online. I'm hanging out on Discord. I've got my little Patreon Discord community. And I've been enjoying Blue Sky. I honestly, I don't do a lot on YouTube anymore. But yeah, that's just how it's going to be. Like, we're just going to post when we feel like it, because I still value you all, right? And I still feel like I have this emotional connection to pagan YouTube, witch YouTube, occult YouTube, just because those communities were so formative to me in 2009, 10, 11, like kind of in that range. And they've shifted into something that to me is pretty unrecognizable. But most of us are still here, just kind of flitting around doing our own thing. I am finding, here's where the witchcraft stuff comes in. I am finding that the less time I'm on the internet, thinking about the internet, posting on the internet, thinking about like Thorn Mooney as a brand or whatever, that's more time that I am doing really fruitful things, both as a magician, as a witch, and as a writer. And that's what I really care about right now. So that's been exciting. I have been focusing on my coven life, my solitary practice, some of the more like ceremonial type projects I've been working through just for my own edification and education. And as a writer, I'm really much more interested in my dissertation project right now. I've got my proposal done finally. I passed exams a few months ago. I'm in the process of getting my dissertation proposal approved by first the graduate school and my department, and then my individual committee. It's a whole thing. And once that is done, I will officially be a PhD candidate instead of a PhD student. So that is the target. And it's been really exciting. If you followed my blog or you followed my previous posts, my project is kind of a history of science project, thinking about like these really nebulous kind of spaces around religion and spirituality and science and the spiritual but not religious, and thinking about how we construct things like scientific authority, etc. And I'm looking explicitly at paranormal communities. It's an ethnographic project, so I'm spending time in paranormal spaces. I've spent the last year going to paranormal cons and events and ticketed investigations. I've also joined a team. I've been doing like private investigations, kind of shadowing other people. Like I've been doing all of the things, right? And of course, reading and consuming a lot of the same media, right? Like the ghost hunting reality TV shows and that kind of thing. Anyway, it's been really gratifying being a student, right, in a space that is not my space, and thinking about larger ideas about how particularly people in the United States think about what it means to be an expert or a scientific authority. What is at stake for us when we are thinking about how we identify as doing religion or doing science or doing spirituality or something else. Anyway, that's been really gratifying, and that's where my brain is. There's not a lot of space to, just kind of be hanging out. I also, as I've said this many, many times too, I'm not trying to like harp on it, but just so people know, right? Like I have totally stepped away from Meta platforms entirely. Like I really just kind of don't want to participate in Meta. My Instagram account still exists, but it's really just kind of a placeholder for now. I'm not following anybody. I'm not logging in. I'm not looking at a feed. I don't have a Facebook page at all. Twitter is gone. Like with social media just being what it is, I don't want anything to do with Meta. So, and it's honestly, it's a little bit wild to me that people think that that's strange, like given what's going on in the US. Anyway, right now, this is the lesser of evils. YouTube, nothing is awesome. But I don't want to spend my life on my phone, so that's a lot of feelings. That's what's happening. But I'm really excited about life off of the computer and the research that I'm doing. Ultimately, the work that I'm doing as a PhD researcher, like that'll be a book someday. I don't know what form that will take. But that's basically what a dissertation is. Like I think of PhD programs, at least in the humanities, are essentially just like 5 to 7 year long writing camps. Like that's how it feels to me. That's how I'm taking it. I think that's why I'm also just like having more fun than a lot of my peers. But that will be my whatever thing I write next, it's going to be some variation on my dissertation. And that's really exciting. It's exciting to be talking to different audiences. It's exciting to be learning about different communities. It's exciting to be kind of working on my writing chops and doing things in a really different way. Yeah, so that's great. I've also been spending a lot of time playing music, which is awesome. I've been doing open mics. I've been writing more. I have a singing partner, right? Like it's been a year. It will be a year, I have decided, of getting back to more of the things that I care about outside of just like hustling on the internet. Yeah, pagan author life, occult witchcraft author life has always felt just like an ill-organized hustle to me. And not one that I'm particularly good at. So I'm gonna go live my life, but I'm still here. Anyway, I'm mostly just making this to check in and also to emphasize how, magical practice isn't scrolling on the internet. I don't know, we take inspiration from things, and I've made some really wonderful friends, and I love the connections that I have, but like the practice itself, especially when that practice is religious to you. You know what I mean? Like my own witchcraft is a religious stream of witchcraft. And it doesn't happen on Instagram, right? Or TikTok. Yeah. So, making space to take it off of these platforms and infuse my life in a way that I really haven't had the opportunity to focus on since, probably like 2011, 2012. Like, I think of that as really when that's when social media to me really took hold. Like after we were off of MySpace for the most part, and like YouTube was big, we got Instagram, and then it kind of just became this weird hashtag game. I don't know. But that's where I am. It has also given me an opportunity to work on another project, not a book project, another project that I'm very excited about that I'll be announcing to all of you probably in the next week, that brings together my work in my religious studies PhD, studying the paranormal, studying the history of science, with, those of you who know me from, witchcraft, magical, occult spaces. Like I feel like I'm getting to kind of bring those two worlds together a little bit, and transition more into kind of like a space, as a public scholar of some sort, right? Bringing my teaching to outside of a conventional classroom, and outside of me just necessarily rambling on the internet, right? Unscripted. Anyway, keep an eye out for that. I think that it will be a big part of my life online, I think, moving forward. But I hope you all are well. And you know what? If there's anybody I should be watching on YouTube these days, like, please let me know in the comments. You know, I don't know. I feel like I've been so out of the loop in so many ways. And it's such a nightmare just like searching for witches, right? Because it's just like straight garbage that comes up all the time. But if you have an amazing channel that you think I should know about, please tell me about it, or drop your favorites in my comments, because honestly, I'm not watching anything except for like financial survival videos and like videos about like humpback whale migrations changing. I don't know, like, save me. But be well, and I will be back soon with my exciting project news. Okay, bye.